Hearts of Oak substitute Kwame Kizito to punish goalkeeper Felix Annan, who's
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live. The news is coming to you live from the News Hub here at Abisawe in Accra. My name is Wendy Lai. Top of the bulletin this afternoon. Leadership of the People's National Convention, PNC, invited by police in the latest twist to the party's internal wranglings. And joint police military anti-Galamsey task force set excavators ablaze in the eastern region. On the international front, Kenyans go to the polls. We'll bring you live updates. Details of these stories and many more lined up. Please stay. Start with our first headline story. And General Secretary of the People's National Convention has lodged a complaint at the Kotobabi police station against leadership of the party for locking up his office at the party headquarters. Atiq Mohammed has been prevented from entering his office following his suspension by the party. Henry Asante is a vice chairman of the PNC who is leading the party officials to the police station to answer some questions. So I'm told we have Henry Asante on the line. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for agreeing to speak with us this afternoon. Can you hear me, Henry?
Yeah, sorry, good afternoon, dear.
Good afternoon. Now, what charges has been preferred against the party executives?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. So first of all, I'm talking in my capacity as a vice chairman of the PNC. The suspended general secretary of the party, who is Atiq Mohammed, as the party's rules and regulations prescribe, was suspended on the 22nd of July by the National Executive Committee after a meeting that thought his action and inaction has brought the party into disarray and sort of ridicule. So the leadership thought it wise to give him an indefinite suspension. Atiq was given an ultimatum to pack off the necessary items from his office and hand over the keys to the secretary. A letter to that effect that ended on the 28th of last month was not adhered by the suspended secretary. So the party deemed it fit that he has refused to abide by the decision of National Executive Committee. So a complaint was made to the police by the party's National Executive. The police asked us to serve him the letter. I, in my capacity as a vice chairman, was instructed by the leader hand that letter over to him, and we did accordingly. When the date for the collection of the necessary documents was due, I think was nowhere to be found. So we came back to the police, and the police asked us to do the necessary thing and report back to them. We did it, change the keys. I led the delegation to change the key to the office. We were there yesterday. I had a call from our secretary, the party secretary, one day ahead of me, that Atiq with a team of TV officials, TV3 officials are in the office, claiming his keys have been tampered and changed. So a complaint was made to the police. For whatever reason, the police also invited the secretary, that she is the one who led the locking up of office. So we are here this morning to prove to the world and the police that the secretary is innocent. I led the delegation of three to make sure that the right things are done as prescribed by law in the concept of the political party's bylaws. So this is exactly what.
So you are the police station now?
Apparently, we are the Kotobabi police station. He launched a complaint. With the police.
And
so
what's happening now?
We've been invited by the police.
What exactly is happening now?
Yeah, apparently, they are taking down our statement.
Okay.
The three of us who own them. And then we've given a letter that led to the suspension of activity. We've given a copy to the police. also studied and the necessary action to be taken against it.
All right.
So we are putting out our statement.
But what is the party doing about the utterances of Atiq Mohammed?
Yeah, but as I told you earlier on, a decision was taken by the National Executive Committee, which is the second highest decision-making body of the party.
Now, if I can, I'm asking because you've put in some measures which he's still not gone by, and you've had some difficulty. That's why I'm asking that. What next? What will be done?
Oh, naturally, as I stated earlier on, prior to our locking up the office, we made a formal complaint to the police, and the police asked us to serve it, and we did it. So, luckily enough, we are here today to make sure that the law and order that is prescribed in the law will be taken against Atiq. Anytime he dares enter the office, he can come to the party. He's a member of the party. He's not discharged from the party, but he's been suspended as the general secretary of the party until further notice. So any action that goes to the contrary, we hand him over to the police for the necessary action to be taken.
All right. So thank you so much. I have been speaking to Henry Asante, and he is a vice chairman of the PNC, and he has confirmed that indeed they are at the Kotobabi police station. Again, the General Secretary of the People's National Convention has lodged a complaint at the Kotobabi police station against the leadership of his party for locking up his office at the party headquarters. Now, Atiq Mohammed has been prevented from entering his office following the suspension by the party. Now, we will be speaking shortly to my colleague Jonathan Adams, who's also been following this story closely. Hello, Jonathan.
Yes.
Now, I just spoke to Henry Asante, who mentioned that indeed they are at the Kotobabi police station. Now, where exactly are you, and what have you also picked up?
Well, of course, just this morning I came to the party office, and I understand that the party leadership would be moving from the party office to the Kotobabi police station to respond to the issues that indeed the suspended party general secretary Atiq Mohammed has raised as complaint, as lodged against the party leadership or some party officials, that his office has been locked, keys to his office have been changed and has been locked, so we can't get access. Because for him, he's saying that it's so challenging the legal basis by which the NEC has to suspend him. So this morning, of course, the party leadership led by Henry Asante have arrived here. The acting general secretary, Jacob Amwa, also is here, and the party treasurer. They are here to respond. They are actually going through the process and understand what exactly the party general secretary have lodged against them. But when they can't authoritatively report that, I have cross-checked also from the party office and realized that indeed the office has been locked. And the party officials also have also told me that indeed they locked the office because they have decided to suspend the general secretary, and for that reason he has no access to the party office. So they are here to also that formal complaint known to the Kotobabi police.
Thank you so much, Jonathan Adams, for that update. So we'll bring us some more information as and when he gets them. But you're still watching Midday Live, and let's look at some more stories. You can also remember to get interactive, send your comments on our social media platforms. Facebook and Twitter is News on TV3. Let's look at other stories, and President Akufo-Addo says the people of Dinshobwase can go about their normal duties without fear. He assured them that the law will only deal with those found culpable in the murder of Major Maxwell Mahama. The president was speaking during his visit to the area as part of his 6-day tour of the Western and Central regions.
The president condemned the gruesome murder of the late Major Mahama, cautioning against instant justice. The unfortunate incident has given you a bad name, and it should serve as a big lesson for all Ghanaians. You can go about your daily activities freely without any intimidation, as the law will only deal with perpetrators of the heinous crime. Government will still fulfill promises made during the 2016 election campaign, despite this incident. The acting president of the Dencho Traditional Council, Nana Eje Inchre II, on his part revealed is leading a crusade against instant justice in the country. Disclosed Dencho Boase is now known as New Dencho after the cleansing of the town through fasting and prayers by the people.
70 days ago, Arahusema, a 2 year Wagana, Asema, a sea, a croimu.
I'm saddened by the incident that happened some few months ago. I'm leading the crusade against instant justice, and I want the law to deal with perpetrators of the crime. The president and his entourage later visited the scene of the murder. In the related development, the president also visited Wase Kropon, where he charges chiefs and people to support him in his fight against illegal small-scale mining in the country. He pledged his commitment to fulfill every promise he made during his campaign to become the president of Ghana. The chief executive officer of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahene Edu, reiterated the president's promise to Ghanaians.
Right, so today is the second day of the president's tour of that region, and I will be speaking to my colleague William Peters, he's our correspondent there, to give us some updates on what exactly is happening. Hello, William. Can you hear me, William? William, can you tell us where exactly you are now and what's the president's itinerary like?
Hello?
William? Yes, William. Can you tell us exactly where you are now, what's been happening, and what the president's itinerary is like?
All right. The president started his second day thank-you tour in the Western region from the Tafa and Sayem municipality, where he addressed a number of chiefs and table. Over the president told them that he's going to ensure the regularized activities of mining in the country. He's not totally going to cancel mining in the country as perceived by some illegal small-scale miners in the country, but he's going to ensure it is done and done well so that he wouldn't have any negative effect on our environment. Again, the Minister for Railway Development and MP for Eastern Joga, they promised the people of Tafa that by December this year, they are going to witness the activities of rail transport in the area, which have eluded them since 1992. And again, the CEO of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahene, also touched on the hand pollination that has been introduced by the government. According to him, it is going to help in ensuring the cocoa sector improves, that we will be able to achieve our set target, which will go a long way to even ensure that the nation will take Ivory Coast in terms of cocoa production. As I speak to you now, we are on our way to Hapasni, where Nanado will also meet the Houston people there, and also we will also pass by Ghana Gas company as well before we end today's session.
All right, thank you so much, William Peters, and he is with the president's team as he tours the western and the central regions. You're still watching Midday Live. The Joint Police Military Anti-Galamsey Task Force, christened Operation Vanguard, has set some excavators ablaze at a site they believe was being operated by Galamseyers in the eastern region. Now, the team of military and police personnel also reportedly fired several gunshots. The task force also reportedly invaded the mining sites of other miners working under lease concession of Extra Gold Limited. The 2 of the miners have been arrested while others escaped. No casualty has yet been recorded. Meanwhile, 26 illegal miners have been arrested so far by the task force and 1 person killed during confrontation with a team in Kumasi. Joining me on the phone line is Brigadier General Monsieur, and he joins us to talk a lot more about the work of the task force and what has been done so far. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for your time.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
All right. The last time we came you came to the studio and we spoke, you spelled out some measures. Now, what do you make of the task force action so far? Yesterday, there was a casualty, and we've also heard they burned some excavators.
Two issues that we need to look at. The first has to do with maybe the burning of the excavator. Now, it's very clear in the Act 900 of 2015, December 2015, that any equipment seized should be handed over to the police, and after trials, it's supposed to be confiscated. So if any equipment like that were burnt, that's not the best. Having said that, talking about the issue about the death that occurred, we need to understand that the military works with what we call rules of engagement. Before we go out into the field for any operation, you are briefed, and we are told exactly what the rules of engagement are. So it will be necessary to find out if the death occurred within the rules of engagement or outside the rules of engagement. Whatever the situation is, we need to wait until the police have investigated and given us the exact details.
Now, as you've given your take on this, but is there any other approach apart from how they have handled issues so far? You've touched on the Act and all, but is there any other way they can go about this?
Well, you see, every operation that we conduct, we first have to assess exactly what we need to do. And it's based on that, we fashion out exactly how the operations are going to be conducted. So, depending upon what happened, I would not know exactly what plan they used. But there are different ways of going about operations like that. And therefore, I need to know exactly what happened and how they conducted it before I can give you any informed comments.
Okay, but Brigadier, before I let you go, of course you mentioned the Act, but there's some school of thoughts or persons who argue that this is a special task force, and if they have to push in any measure to ensure they get their results, they should put in that measure. What do you make of that?
That is right. I mean, all measures, we have objectives to achieve in any operation, and therefore they need to put in necessary measures to achieve the objectives. Having said that, well, casualties are usually, are sometimes expected, not always. And therefore, depending upon what happened, we need to wait to see exactly what caused the death of that person.
Thank you so much, sir. I have been speaking to Brigadier General Monsieur, and he's been giving his take on the operations by the task force so far that's fighting against Galamsey. Let's look at some more stories, and we head straight to the Ashanti region, where the KMA Circuit Court, presided over by Her Honor Mary Century, has adjourned the case involving the 13 members of the Delta Force to September 5, 2017. The prosecutor, ACP Ochudako, told the court that the police are done with investigations but have sent the docket back to the Attorney General for advice. We'll bring you that story shortly. We have more.
Log on to www.3news.com for more news and updates of our major stories. Join us on Facebook 3newsgh for live streaming and comments on our page. Like and follow us on Twitter at 3newsgh and at 3sportsgh. Like our pictures on Instagram, TV3 Network. If you missed our live shows, watch a playback on YouTube, TV3GH. TV3, first in news, best in entertainment.
Everything you need to know. Captivating. Reliable. Credible and breaking news. All at your fingertips.
Who's found Asamoah Gyan? Super finish!
Being on top of the news has never been easy. Visit us at www.3news.com for all your reliable news. 3 News, news at your fingertips.
Warm-up shows every Saturday at 10 a.m. Make a date on TV3 and is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go. Solak Herbal Mixture. Everything you need to know. Captivating. Reliable. Credible and breaking news. All at your fingertips.
Who's found Asamoah Super finish!
Being on top of the news has never been easy. Visit us at www.3news.com for all your reliable news. 3 News, news at your fingertips.
Thanks for staying. Let's move back to the story I read early on. And the KMA court, that's the circuit court presided over by Her Honor Mary Sinclair, has adjourned the case involving the 13 members of the Delta Force to September 5, 2017. The prosecutor, ACP Ochidako, told the courts the police are done with investigations but have sent the dockets back to the Attorney General for advice. Asante Regional Correspondent Ibrahim Abubakar spoke with the counsel for the Delta Force members. Matthew Appiah.
Again, this is the 5th time the case has been adjourned.
Oh, well, as we have always been saying, adjournments are part of the processes. But today we have been told that the police have completed their investigation and they have forwarded the docket back to the Attorney General's department. So at least today we think that progress is being made. So it's now left with the advice. So maybe at the next agenda, hopefully, we know that the advice will come.
Okay, the last time we spoke, you raised concern that communication flow has not been that efficient. How far with it now?
If you say communication has not been, do you mean in terms of the investigation? Well, in terms of the investigation, what we have not heard anything about what the police is doing. So, and we are not obliged to be informed by the law. When the police are conducting their investigation, they will not necessarily inform you. But we, as at the last agenda, we indicated that they have not given us the progress of what they were doing, just that we were kept in darkness. But now we have heard, the police have disclosed today that they have finished their investigation and they have forwarded the docket back to the AG's department for advice. So now we know, today we know what they were doing. So we will wait for the advice to come at the next agenda, possibly, and then we will see what how the case, the turn of the case will go.
I have been speaking with the counsel for the 13 accused members of the Delta Force, lawyer Matthew Appiah. So the case has been adjourned again for the 5th time on 5th September 2017. So we will keep updating you more on the turnout of this event. From the KMA court here in Kumasi, my name is Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3.
We now focus on Kenya, and voting is underway in that country. We're told that that's the President Uhuru Kenyatta and his opposition, that's the opposition leader Raila Odinga, have already voted. And the President Uhuru Kenyatta has called for unity, saying that he will accept the result, and he urged his rivals to do so. He said Kenyans should move forward as one nation. All right, so shortly I will be joined via Skype. We'll be speaking to a journalist, Emmanuel Yegon, and he's going to give us some updates so far on the election. So I do have Emmanuel Yegon via Skype to tell us what exactly is happening. Hello, Emmanuel, and tell us about the polls. The polls will be closing in about 3 hours' time. How has voting gone so far?
Voting has gone on and is going on at the moment. If you can see my little finger here, I've also cast my vote here in my constituency. And in all the other polling stations across the country, voting is going on at the moment. And in about an hour and 30 minutes or so, the polls will be closing because it is supposed to end at 5 p.m. Then the process of counting begins from there. We've seen the likes of the President Uhuru Kenyatta and the opposition leader Raila Odinga, including their running mates, have already cast their votes in the different locations where they are eligible to, to do the voting. The weather in some places has been a little bit, it has been a little hindrance in some places, but that is now sorted and the voting continues. Back to you.
Now, the hindrances you touched on, did it in any way have anything to do with the biometric verification machines as well?
Not really. Okay, not that any that I know of, but there are different ways of voter identification. But most of the voters, apart from those who were not in the voter register, those who yesterday were demonstrating that their names were not in the voter register, the rest have been identified easily using the biometrics, and they are continuing with the voting process as we speak right now.
So tell us shortly, briefly, some of the hindrances you put together, and tell us and explain what exactly were these hindrances.
Well, in some areas in the country, like Turkana, in some areas even in Nyanza, in Central Province, there was a problem with getting the ballot papers to the specific locations because, like some instances, the rivers were overflowing and they're supposed to cross over that place, or the vehicles could not make it there because of maybe the mud, but some of them have been, most of them have been sorted out right now. There have had to be used helicopters to airlift the ballot papers, and the process is ongoing as we speak right now, like I told you. Some places have had voters in the process of the voting. Heavy downpours have been experienced, but they have had to take shelter, and the process is going on.
Okay, so before I let you go, most often there are complaints from political parties when the counting starts, and you get the impression that the Independent Elections and Boundaries Commission is up to the task and the outcome will be peaceful.
Some of the leaders who've cast their votes have expressed their confidence in the commission that they are going to deliver credible elections, and we are just waiting. It's just a matter of hours. Beginning 5 p.m. we'll start, the process will kick off the various constituencies and also the various counties, so that we at least get to know whether whoever will have won. But the leaders who've spoken this far have expressed their confidence, and there's no complaint so far that warrants a lot of attention. There's no complaint that has been raised that has not been addressed this far.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Emmanuel Yegon. He's a freelance journalist in Kenya. He was giving us some updates on the elections thus far. So, you're still watching Midday Live, and we're still staying with Kenya. Earlier, opposition leader expressed worry that the voter register has not been given to all political parties. He spoke to the media.